Hello. Hey there, and hello from my rooster outside. I'm very sorry, but I'm doing this right at a time that the roosters start piping up. So you're going to hear that throughout these exercises, and that's okay. I hope you enjoy it. Um, Thank you for joining me. Today we are talking about organic sound production and movement as well. So two really great concepts. So I want you to get comfortable and really get into a place where you have space to move. And the whole purpose of doing this type of exercises and this type of instruction is to help us break the poise traditionally associated with if we think about all the singing lessons you may have had standing still. So even being a little bit fearful, people are notoriously standing there, or looking like a deer caught in headlights, all that kind of thing. What we need to do is express naturally. And if you wondered what does that even mean, organic sounds, it just means what's innate in you, so that you can use your imagination, you can draw on experiences that you've had to help you bring out a natural, reflexive, responsive voice. Now, some problems with this type of instruction is that it is subjective. And when I was training in voice, I felt it was very prescriptive. It was like, here's a scale pattern, here's some sounds, now here's how to fix a voice. And that is efficient in some ways, getting really fast results. In other ways, for the singer, for you need to be able to do this yourself. You need to be able to be your own coach and to call on these responses and to know what feels right for you and what feels natural. And it's a great way of looking at the voice. And I have been following some great voice teachers who are really leading the way. And this is really a little taster. So thank you to Chris Johnson, Stephen King, who his phrase is motion is lotion. He loves to say that. And it's because if you think about it, when we have an ailment in the body, when you're stiff, when you need to go to the physio, they prescribe movement. It really helps so much more than just sitting still. So we want to move the body, we want to get into the body. If you're like me, I tend to get into my head sometimes. So this is also so fantastic for that. So I want you to bring an intention into this session that you're going to be able to move any way you want to. I bought a book called What Do I Do with My Hands by Rhonda Carlson, because it's like a classic thing. That what do I do with my hands? Well, the answer is you express with your hands. We do that as we talk. And when you do that, you're going to bring what comes naturally. So it's going to really help with your acting through song. It's going to help you with your feelings of expressing emotion. And it's also going to help you with tension in your body. So I'd like to start with just a lot of breath work, and we're going to do this by using our imagination and really being active with the breath. So again, make sure that you have space around you, and I want you to move in any way that you feel that you want to today, and give yourself permission to really move. Okay, so you don't need to stand still. And in fact, part of this movement is for that kind of changing up the balance. So when we can change up the balance, we learn better, our body responds, and it gives us a really good result. So let's have a look at breathing. And what I want you to do is put your hands right up to the sky and feel what that does to your breath when you open up this area, really reaching up. Now, my friend who's a personal trainer said to me, yes, when I say to someone, reach their hands up, but then if I say, can you touch the wall above you? It's like they go up, quite a lot more. So again, that's bringing in our imagination. So I want you to see if you can touch the wall up above you, come up on your tippy toes, and then I want you to come back down, keeping your hands up in that position. Is that starting to feel uncomfortable? I want you to reach up and I want you to ground yourself down, bringing your knees, let your knees flop down, be loose, bounce a few times, and then get into a steady position like you are a solid tree, connected right down, your roots down to the earth. Tilt your pelvis forward and then just let it relax into the firm position that it wants to be. Lift your hands up as if you are going to touch the ceiling, but I want you to bring a gentle sway, because just like a tree, you can move at anything life throws at you. You're going to be ready to move. You're not so stuck. I want you to really feel that stretch through your fingers. Your hands are branches and your fingers are leaves. Opening up. And now I want you to just come down, bring your fingers down, feeling that release. And now let's bring a yawn. So I want you to yawn. There are two types of yawns. So I want you to open up like this. Bring a sigh. And now we're going to do the closed yawn, like, oh, that's that stretch out in the morning yawn. And let's notice the different resonances of these two yawns. So open up. This is what Arthur Lassac calls the hard palate yawn. Sorry, the soft palate yawn. It's open, isn't it? It's bright. And now let that go. Let's do the yawn. Oh, that's the hard palate yawn. Notice what a darkness that has. It has two different resonances. But he says this can also really energize the body doing yawns. And as we know, doing yawns and sighs is excellent for the voice. And thank you for Chris Johnson for putting me onto that excellent book. It's called The Use and Training of the Human Voice by Arthur Lassac, and he wrote that in 1960. And I'm finding this book is excellent for all of the things that we're discussing today. Organic sounds and movement using your imagination. Now, we're going to come back down. After we energized ourselves, I want you to come, and we're going to do a practice Lassac called floating, swaying, and wafting. So I want you to actually close your eyes. And I want you to bring your hands to your chest, and we're going to bring a gentle sway. And I want you to just take a moment to move side to side, forward and backward, or in a circle. But bring a movement that comes natural to you. And you might take a moment just to feel comfortable with this. It might make you feel like you're losing your balance. And if this is so, you might want to open your eyes just a little bit. However, see if you can stay with that, because this is the point. Remember that when we disturb our balance, our body is going to respond. The systems of our body, we've got subtle, tiny nerve endings always responding to what we're doing. And so by breaking that poise, by changing it up, we're creating an inner equilibrium. So we're turning on the systems that keep us in balance by upsetting the balance. So it's quite important to do. Even in a recent presentation with Stephen King and Chris Johnson, they were saying, you know, you can sing while moving backwards. It really upsets the balance, and then therefore your body really turns on what it needs to balance. Okay, so notice what's happening to your breathing here as you're floating, swaying, and wafting. It's quiet and smooth. Does it feel like it's in slow motion? It's quite different from that tree breathing we were doing. And I want you to feel relaxation in your pharynx, your throat area, and allow your tongue to rest gently on a smooth, hard palate, your teeth slightly apart. Continuing floating, swaying, and wafting. You may have gotten used to this now. That is your body's natural balancing act. And The diaphragm actually has a surprising role in balancing. Everything is connected. Everything is connected in the body. That's why even an ankle sprain or a knee sprain could ultimately affect your voice, because you're going to be compensating for that. And that's why it's important to keep moving as we sing, keep listening to our body. Okay, now let's come into another breath practice. And this is going to be a more energetic one. So you're going to bring your hands over your head. I'm going to turn on some music here. So elbows back over your head. You're going to breathe in, and then we're going to push that out. Then you're going to breathe in as you come with your arms across the body. Then you're going to push that out. So ready? We'll go in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. For the energetic breath response here with this movement. Now, going in, out, and can you still keep your lungs open and take a nice breath, even when you're going across the body with your arms? And in just a moment, we're going to change this to double time. Ready? In, out, in, out. Now, because we're going faster, you might need to change the amount of air that you're taking in. Let your body, with the movement, take care of this naturally. Fall into a natural rhythm as we're continuing this pattern. Almost done. In, out, in, out, in, out. Last one, the end. All right. That's a bit of disco that came from my 6-year-old son. We were watching a movie that came on. Mommy, what is that song? I have to know what that is. It's like, that's disco, James. So I found that song. I like the beat to it. Okay, so now I want you, last little thing, I want you to come back into the body, and I want you to feel that energy that we've just created, and close your eyes. And I want you to feel the tingling sensation that you might have. I want you to feel how that feels for you, and I want you to push that energy around your body. Let your breath settle down naturally. Can you push the energy that we've just created up right into the top of your head? And can you push it now down into your pelvis, down your legs, down your toes? And I want you to bring your attention to your heartbeat. See if you can feel that beat of life amidst the energy, keeping you alive there, pulsating. And Lesac also says you can really use this. You can use this, the feeling of energy in your singing. Bring an awareness to that. That can do really great things for your singing, depending on what you want to do. We'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. So now I want you to bring a silent laugh. Okay, so as if someone's told you something really funny. Try not to make any sound yet. You just feeling the body's support system for vocalizing. Notice that's coming as a result of what you're telling your body to do. Now you can go ahead and bring a sound. It's like we're doing a parody of someone who goes, what about someone who goes, he, he. Notice the brightness of that, and now a big chuckle. It's really good ab workout, isn't it? Now, I want you to imagine that you are walking through the woods and you see your favorite flower, and you bend down and you pick up that flower, you bring it right up to your nose. Take a nice, big, beautiful breath and then sigh it out. So let's do that again. Pick up your flower, bring it right up to your face. Notice that perfect breath that you take when you smell in a flower. Using your imagination, I got right down into the lower part of my ribs, taking a nice big breath, which is perfect for singing in between big long phrases. So let's do that again, but this time we're going to go on a sigh, and you breathe in that flower. Ah, good. Don't even try to make those notes. It's a sigh out. Ah, ah. Let the sigh be natural. Ah, it's okay if your voice is breathy at this point. Ah, bring that into the most natural. Okay, good. Now we're going to try this a different way. So your friend has just arrived, you haven't seen in 20 years. You do the same thing, don't you? You do that nice, deep, big breath, and I want you to go, ooh, she just told you something really, really, really cheeky, really juicy. Ooh. Breathe in, you just see your friend. Ooh. Ooh. Let's change it to E. Okay, you are an 11-year-old girl at a slumber party. You're squealing. E! E! Breathe in. All right, good job. Okay, now, this image is forever ingrained in my mind because we had horses growing up. My dad pulled back on the reins. Whoa. After all that brightness, I want you to come down into that lower. Whoa. It's like riding a deep, low wave with that undervowel. Whoa. Now, can you really ride from the W to the O? Pull back on your reins. Whoa. I can hear my dad right now going, whoa, to our horse. All right, and now let's change it to yo, yo. I love the Y shape, gives you that natural press down. Can you compress from the Y to the O? Yo, and let's push it out. Ready? Yo. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Stay low. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Bring a movement to the shape. Yo, 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 yo. Don't reach up to it. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. A lengthening yo. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. All right, let's try a call. So talking about, you may have heard that term before, like organic sounds or primal sounds. So there's a great coach, Dane Chalfin, who does primal sounds. And I love this concept. And we all have these innate sounds that we can call upon. So we're going to use the call now, which is so fantastic for singing strong, high energy. If you need to belt, you can try using the call. So we're going to put your hands around. Let's imagine you're climbing up Mount Everest and you see your best friend across the peak across from you. Hello! You're just going to call now. I want you to do that in your own range. Don't follow me because you're going to call in your own sound. Ready? Hello! And we're going to lengthen that so that it carries right across the mountain. Hello! Notice that my innate response was to lean back as I did that. And I also love that natural slide. Slides and glides are so great for the voice. In fact, I kind of have my students really do that a lot because there's a lot of issues that arise when we're aiming to reach for pitches. So, and generally pitching issues is not usually down to pitch at all. It's down to reaching or something is happening. So try these calls, allow yourself to slide, allow yourself to move your hands. So let's call again, hello! Now we're gonna go on a pitch here. So remember this. Hello, George. Hello, George. This is from an excellent Sondheim afternoon with George in the park, and how it just has such great, just a lot of tension. And in this scene, George's mistress is saying that she's sort of fantasizing about telling him that she's actually in love with Louis. So she's like, she hasn't told him yet, but she's thinking she's going to tell him, and so she's calling to him, hello, George. Hello, George. Really, I want you to feel that energy that you're about to, that intention you're about to give someone this big news. And even though it's big and you're scared, you're actually sort of shaking with that anticipation. So what would that be like? Hello, George. It wouldn't be so much like the call across the mountain, would it? Hello, George. Hello, George. Hello, George. It's got a natural vibrato, doesn't it? Because it's got a shake of anticipation. Hello, George. All right, now towards the end of the song, she's told him, and she's like, hello, it's like, wake up, George, I'm with this other guy. So it's a different interval, and it's this. Hello, George. It's like that intention is hello, George. And notice we've got that intention, but you naturally give that press into it. Now I want you to think of it in, like you're saying, hello, George. You don't necessarily have to push it out so hard, do you? You just have to bring that intention. Hello. Ready? On those intervals are so cool, that like discordant sounds. I love it. It sort of reflects the tension underneath in the song. Hello, George. Hello, George. Imagine you're singing through your hand. Hello, George. Hello, George. It's hard to get those intervals. Hello, George. Hello, George. Hello, George. Hello, George. Wow. I think it's amazing that, I felt that I was really pressing there, but I don't feel anything on my throat. And it's interesting. If I push my voice too fast, too soon, what can happen is you can feel a real niggle. So listen to your body always. and think about what that felt like for you. If that was a bit too strong, too fast, go back and you can even go through that. You can just really feel a better release. Perhaps you pushed a little bit too hard, but always be listening and be feeling, and yeah, I love that natural intention. And if you found one when you find one that works for you, you can call it up, you can recall it in moments that you need to bring this out. So for example, when you are, Lissac says you might want to have a flirtatious radiance about this, when we were feeling that energy moving through you, that gives a natural vibrato, it gives a flow. When you are going into a strong sound, you might want to raise your hands up. That's bringing the movement in, and give the intention of joyful, happy, jubilation. And that can really help with high intensity songs, belting songs. Let's go through a few exercises. Okay, so I want to bring in a natural sob. Okay, so we're going to go, why me? Why me? Go ahead and sob that out as much as you like. It feels good. Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Kind of feels good to get out when you're feeling sorry for yourself. I do this one. Why me? Ready? Let's keep going. Why me? Ready? Let's go one more. Why me? Okay, good. Now bringing in some energy, and we're going to slam down. This reminds me of a basketball player. And you got a ball, and the voice can be very much like that, a sort of buoyancy that we want to push down. And so we're going to go, no thanks, and you're going to push your basketball down. Ready? No thanks. No thanks. Now I want you to get right on top of the no, go right on top of your basketball. No thanks. No thanks. No thanks. Don't reach up to it, get on top of it. No thanks. No thanks. No thanks. No thanks. All right, good job. Okay, now bringing in some vibrancy into the voice, and again that feeling of pushing down. So this is like from the Flintstones. If you're not too young enough to, I don't know if you remember that. That's what I watched when I was a little girl. Bam, bam. So we go, bam, 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 bam. There we are. Bam, 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 bam. Now I want you to throw down your rocks. You're an angry toddler. Bam, 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 bam. Notice that natural vibrancy. Bam, 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 bam. Got natural vibrant, natural bright. Bam, 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 bam. So you're saying kind of bam. It's a little bit American, isn't it? Bam, 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 bam. You don't need to be too outwardly with it, but you need to really bring that bam, throw down your rocks. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Good, I find I can get pretty high with that one because you've got that you've got that brightness. You're not trying to be too big. If you think about it, we're really narrowing the voice. Bam, with that diphthong, bam, we're kind of streamlining into a kind of closed, condensed space, which is perfect for singing, isn't it? That those exercises came from an excellent coach called Maddie Tarbox, Vocal Studio. You can find her on Instagram. She's got so many ideas. I love it. I use her exercises all the time. So thank you, Maddie. Okay, so let's do a little bit of that work, like I was talking about, with going into a sort of belty type song. Now with this movement, and I'm feeling like I'm almost sweating, you know, and singing, when singing is good, it's efficient. So you feel like when singing is right, you have those moments, you almost feel like nothing's happening. It's like, wow, that feels so good. But on the other side of the coin, when we're putting energy into it like this, I often say to my students, you should feel like you're kind of sweating. Don't get complacent of singing your same songs over and over again on stage. Really get into the moment. Every moment that you're singing, bring that intention. And what I love about this type of stuff is that it brings those two things together so nicely. You've got the natural intention, which just helps your voice, and not kind of get tight and from something unnatural to you, because you're bringing your own innate responses. But you're also putting in energy, and you're putting in feeling, and you're putting in movement. You're expressing naturally. Let's do one more. We're gonna go, yeah, yeah, yeah. And we're gonna use, we're gonna raise our arms like that. So we're gonna say, let's go down here. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now you're gonna say yeah, like you're a kind of b-boy. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So again, like bam, we're kind of making a little space, aren't we? Yeah, yeah. That's why it works. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Lift your arms, ready, and yeah, 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 yeah. So you're really digging into the why. The why helps you with the backward, you know, the kind of back pressure, the compression. So instead of like really, really heavy, we want to dig into the why. Let's do that one again. Raise your arms. Yeah, 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 yeah. So when I did that, when I raised my arms just then, I noticed I had more blend of my upper register come in with that. So look out for that. And the other thing you can do, we can march. So it feels like you're going to feel like you're marching on the bottom, but then you're running through the top. And this is just that spinning of energy. You're allowing for the sound waves to multiply. Last thing, let's do it on the yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. So march on the bottom. Yeah, 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 yeah. Get the feeling like you're running. You might want to actually run in place there. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Good. Now let's go and do that just standing, as if we were singing a high intensity song. Yeah, 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 yeah. I feel like I'm definitely riding that acoustical wave of energy that I need to get over into the top now. Plus, I'm sweating a little bit. It's fun to do this type of stuff, isn't it? It brings energy to you and to your voice. I hope that felt okay with you. Some of those exercises were quite strong. So listen to your own body. If you need to do a bit of wind down of we want to kind of do the opposite. So bring in a little bit of that hooty, wafty. ghosty. Let's go back to that wafting. Let your voice fall down naturally, not putting any more pressure on that. Great, and we're done. Please get in touch. Let me know how you like that session, and I hope to see you again very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.